Oh, ayan yung ginamit na picture. Aba, nabighani si Mr. Stanley Long sa picture na yan. O nga naman, parang ano yung sa mga pelikula, yung mga sexy star. Di ba? Wet look. Tama, wow, wet look. Oo nga naman, wet look. Tapos yung buhok, ganun-ganun pa. Why did you do this to Mr. Stanley? This is not a laughing matter, Mr. Poncardas. You can go to jail for this.
Bigyan mo muna ko ng translator ko.
Translator? Don't give me that bullshit. You're trying to pull my leg. No, you can't. Kasabwat itong nasa picture.
Yes po, sir. Alam niya po yan lahat.
Okay.
Hindi ko talaga alam, sir, na ginamit
Okay.
yung pangalan ko.
You didn't know. Pudas ka talagang lalaki ka. You're putting the Filipino name in shame. Pinapahiya mo yung ating lahi.
Si Janet Flores, kasama niya
Okay.
po ngayon, si Stanley Ryan Long.
Naku, dudungong ilong natin ito.
Stanley Ryan Long na taga California,
Stanley.
Stanley.
That's right. From California, USA.
He's from California, idol.
So, you have to
Ako,
speak.
patay tayo dyan. Hindi na
You have to
idol.
speak in English now.
Hindi na idol. Pass na tayo dyan. Ito na idol. Nirereklamo niya. Ang ginawa daw pong panloloko ng nakachat po niya, idol. Nagpanggap na babae, idol. Yun pala, idol, ay isa pong Becky. At nakuhanan po siya ng malaking halaga ng pera dahil sa napaniwala sa ganda na ginamit daw po na picture sa dating site.
At magkano ang naloko?
Ang nakuhang pera po sa kanya, mga kapatid, ay 1.3 million.
Agagay. Oh.
Oy.
Ayan yung ginamit na picture. Aba, nabighani si Mr. Stanley Long sa picture na yan. O nga naman, parang ano yung sa mga pelikula, yung mga sexy star.
Yes.
Di ba? Wet look. Tama, wow, wet look. Oo nga naman, wet look. Tapos yung buhok, ganun-ganun pa. Para nang aakit. Pero gusto kong mag-issue ng disclaimer. Yung picture na po yun ay hindi po yung nanloko. Okay? Para magliwanag, hindi po yung nanloloko. Nagamit lang po siguro yung litratong yun. So, doon sa babaeng may-ari ng picture na yon, kung kayo po yun, pwede kayong tumawag sa amin para magsalita kayo na ma-clear po ang name ninyo. Kasi yung picture nyo ang ginagamit sa panloloko. Alright? Naniniwala po ako na ginagamit lang po yung picture ninyo. Let's start the ball rolling. Let's talk to Mr. Stanley Ryan Long. Buti na lang may katabi siya, may translator tayo. Hindi natin mahirapan. Hello, magandang hapon po. Diyan sa California, it's 11 o'clock, right?
Yes po, sir. Sir Rafi.
Good morning. Buti na lang.
Good morning po.
Hindi na tayo dito
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon dito. Good evening po dyan. Hindi na tayo magka-nosebleed
Yes,
dito. So, Ma'am Janet, pakikwento, paano naloko itong si Sir? Paano siya nagkakilala?
Si Mr. Stanley Ryan Long po, he is our friend for 10 years now.
Okay.
They met Evangeline and Norta in this dating website called
Evangeline.
FilipinoCupid.com.
Okay.
FilipinoCupid.com.
Okay.
And then, sometime like late April 2021,
Right.
my friend Stan really like into her because of her beautiful picture and also the way she put herself in the internet, because the way on her bio seems very appealing to him.
Of course. We saw the picture. Mr. Stanley Ryan, good evening to you, sir, in California, and good afternoon here in the Philippines. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Okay. We already pretty much know the story about you and this guy who's using the name Evangeline, and he was able to dupe you in the amount of 1.3 million pesos. Was that one time, sir? Did you give it to him
No,
one
that
time?
that was over a period of 2 or 3 months.
In a span of 2 or 3 months. And how did he convince you to send him those money, that big amount?
Well, it was in parcels. It wasn't a big sum at any one time. It was kind of a gradual a little bit here, a little bit there. Maybe start out to be once a week, maybe then it becomes twice a week, maybe it becomes 3 times a week, and pretty soon it starts adding up.
Did he tell you why he's asking money from you, and
Oh,
where
yeah.
is he going to use the
Yeah, I
money
mean-
for?
Yeah, I mean the money was used for what they told me it was supposed to be used for, but I guess it wasn't actually used for that. So I just believed what they were telling me, and I went along with it, thinking that I had somebody I could trust.
Okay. Did he promise you anything in return for that 1.3 million pesos that you've been giving her?
Well, it was like I said, it was accumulative. It was over a period of 2 to 3 months, and it was. She supposedly was in Mindanao, and then we were working to get her a travel visa.
Okay. So she said that she was going to go to the U.S. to marry you. Is that what she said? Is that the agreement?
It wasn't to get married right away. It was more to meet. It was a travel visa, and she gave me the idea that she thought she could get a travel visa, and so I went along with it.
Okay. Hold on, sir. Now we can talk to real Ian Poncardas. He's the person you've been talking to, sir, Mr. Poncardas. Real Ian,
Yes po, sir.
why did you do this to Mr. Stanley? Can you speak in English so he can understand what we're talking
Bigyan
about?
mo muna ko ng translator.
Translator? Paano mo siya naloko kung hindi ka marunong pala mag-English?
Hindi, sir. Ano kasi yung English ko dun, sir? Putol-putol. Alam mo na.
Okay lang, it's okay. Do your best. Katulad nung panluloko mo, yung mga English na ginamit mo sa kanya nung niloko mo siya, gamitin mo yun ngayon ulit. Explain to him. He's listening. Do your best.
Ano kasi, sir? Ano
No,
kasi,
say it
sir?
in English. Please, say it in English. He's listening to us.
Okay, sir. Stanley.
This is not a laughing matter, Mr. Poncardas. You can go to jail for this. Don't make this a laughing matter. You're not being funny here, sir. Go ahead. Are you crying? Sir Stanley, would you like to talk to this guy?
Yes, I'd like to know why he took all that money that wasn't supposed to go to him.
Come on. Nagdadama ka lang, sir. We're talking about 1.3 million pesos here. We're not talking about 1,000, 5,000 pesos, 10,000. This is 1.3 million. That's a lot of money. Go ahead, Mr. Poncardas.
Nagtatagalog lang ako, mami, kasi di na talaga akong lumamba.
Where is the money now? Where is the 1.3 million?
Inaano ko kasi, sir, yung sa papa ko.
Your father? What about your father?
Kasi nagkasakit yung papa ko, sir. Tapos
Your father got sick?
Yes, binili ko po ng gamot niya tapos sa bahay. Yun po.
Medicine for your dad and for the house? What's wrong with your dad? What's his illness?
Nagkasakit po siya, sir. Masakit sa bato yung basta marami siyang sakit, sir. Kaya yun, binili ko ng gamot.
Okay, so you bought him medicine for his kidney stone problem for 1.3 million? Come on, don't give me that bullshit. You're trying to pull my leg. No, you can't. No, you can do better than that. I'm not stupid like you, Mr. Poncardas. Come on, be honest. Come on.
Totoo po, sir. Totoo po. Tapos yung iba sa bahay.
Okay, so medicine for your father who has a kidney stone problem, and then for your house, what did you do about the house? What about the house?
Yes, pinagawa po ng sir, pinatapos po ng bahay.
You spend the money for the construction of your house? What house is this? Where's the house? Where's it located at?
Sa po, sir, sa Corok 13, Alpizar, General Santos City.
Now, you have to sell that house so you can refund or give it back to Mr. Stanley Ryan.
Okay po, sir. Pinos
So you can give it back to him.
Okay po, sir. Pinos na kasi yan ng bahay para mabenta.
Where did you get that picture? The picture of that pretty lady? Where did you get that? Who is that? Do you know that lady?
Yes, sir. Kilala ko po siya. Yung babae, sir, pinsan yan siya ng pinsan ko. Tapos,
Okay. So, kasabot itong nasa picture.
yes po, sir. Alam niya po yan lahat.
Okay.
Pati po yung pangalan, idol.
Pati pangalan. Okay. So,
Yung may-ari po ng pangalan.
yung
kasabot
sinabi ko
po.
kanina at the start of the show that she might not know anything about what real Ian Poncardas is doing. Now, mismo na si Mr. Poncardas is telling us na she knew from the start. She's part of the scam. Rufa May?
Yes, sir. Hello po.
Okay.
Magandang tanghali po.
Good afternoon. Can we see your picture, Rufa May?
Sir, sa totoo lang po, sir, Opo, aminin ko po, ginamit niya po yung mukha ko, sir, pero yung tungkol po sa pera na 1.3 million, sir, wala po talaga akong kinalaman dyan, sir. Wala po talaga.
So, you allowed him to use your picture to scam Mr. Stanley Ryan, right? You
Yes,
gave him the permission. And you know
yes,
that
sir.
real Ryan was using a picture to scam Mr. Long, right?
Opo, ginamit niya po yung picture ko po, sir, pero hindi ko po alam na gagamitin niya po sa pang-scam, sir. Yan po.
So, what did he tell you about the picture that he's gonna use to communicate with Mr. Stanley Ryan?
Sir, kasi po, sir, wala po talaga akong alam dyan, sir. Kasi yan po si Real Ian Punca.
Now, come on. You said that you knew from the start that real Mr. Poncardas was using your picture to communicate with Mr. Stanley Ryan, right?
Opo, sir.
And what
Opo, sir.
for? And what was the motive? What was the reason? A very simple reason, to get money from Mr. Ryan. Can you speak in English so Mr. Stanley can understand you? Can you say it in English, please? The both of you?
Sir, sir, hindi man po ako marunong magsalita ng English, sir, kasi Tagalog naman po yung sir. Alam
Okay.
po, sir.
Okay, so you knew from the start when Stanley asked you permission to use your picture when he communicates with Mr. Stanley Ryan, you knew that he's going to use your picture, right? And he asked permission from you and you said yes.
Opo, sir. Opo, sir.
Okay. But now, don't tell me you owned that picture. You could have asked him what for. In the first place, why did you allow him to use your picture? You should not have allowed him.
Opo, sir. Sabi niya po, sabi po ni Real Ian Puncarda, sir, na gagamitin niya po daw yung picture ko as, as a model. Yan po, sabi niya.
No, you just told me. Why did you allow him to lie using your picture?
Sir, ang alam ko lang po talaga dyan, sir. Pero po, sir, yung sa pakipag-communicate po kay Stanley, sir, si Real Puncardas na po ang nakikipag-chat dyan, sir, kasi siya po mismo gumawa ng account, sir.
Ito naman, ginamit name sa dating site si Evangeline Anorta.
Opo.
Okay, nagkakasanga-sanga, so marami silang magkakasabwat.
Tatlo sila, idol.
Tatlo sila. Evangeline, what's your narrative about this issue? What's your story, Evangeline?
Yes, sir. Ganun po to, sir. Ang sabi po nila sa akin na ang Kano daw,
They told you that the American, go ahead.
ang sabi po kasi sa akin ng Nirel Ayan na may
Real-
pira daw siya ipakukuha sa akin.
Okay, so Poncardas told you that he will get money. He's going to get money from the American?
Opo, tapos sabi niya, tanong ko sa kanya po, sir, nga, kanino yung pera?
Okay.
Ang sabi niya sa
So you
akin,
ask him, whose money is that?
ang sabi ko po sa kanya, sir, na kanino yung pera? Sabi niya sa boyfriend daw niya ni Rufami.
Okay, the boyfriend of Rupa May.
Baka ano yan, kanang masama yan. Ang sabi niya, hindi daw kasi mag-asawa ng minyuan daw na ni Rufami ng Kano. Hindi ko talaga alam, sir, na ginamit
Okay.
yung pangalan ko.
You didn't know. Is that true, Rupa May? That Evangeline didn't know that you were using...
Sir
Ano?
Rafi, hindi po yan totoo, sir. Hindi po yan totoo kasi nungalingan po yan, sir. Hindi po yan totoo.
Ayun, naglaglagan na sila. Sige, laglag pa more. She's lying. So that means he is into the scam. The three of you. Pero ang principal talaga dito is Mr. Poncardas. Mr. Poncardas, I need you to talk to Stanley Ryan. Go ahead. Don't tell me that you don't know how to speak English. How are you able to dupe 1.3 million pesos from him if you don't know how to speak English, if you don't know how to communicate to him?
Kasi sir, mahina kasi talaga ako sa English.
But how were you able to scam? How were you able to scam this gentleman if you didn't know how to speak English?
Mali-mali po yung naka-English ko doon, sir.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Go ahead, talk to him. Kahit na mali-mali. Go ahead, sir. Sige na. In Tagalog, ipaliwanag mo sa kanya kung paano nangyari at bakit nangyari yon at bakit mo nagawa yon kapareho nung iyong pagpapaliwanag sa kanya nung ikaw ay nanguhutot ng pera sa kanya.
Hindi na talaga ako makapagpita talaga, sir, promise.
Mag-English ka ikaw naman. Paano ka humingi ng pera sa kanya? Paano mo sinasabi sa English nung humingi ka ng pera sa kanya?
Hindi ko ko na talaga kaya, sir.
Hindi nga, paano mo sinabi sa kanya, nung hininga mo siya ng pera, paano mo sinabi sa kanya na, Mr. Stanley, kailangan ko ng paggamot yung tatay ko kasi may problema sa bato, kailangan ko ng paggawa ng bahay, etc. etc. Paano mo nasabi yon? Sabihin mo ngayon. O baka meron ka pang ibang kasabwat. Sabihin mo na sa amin ngayon, kumanta ka na.
Wala, sir. Wala talaga. Ako lang talaga, sir.
O kung ikaw na lang at wala ka na iba pang kasabwat na nagpag-communicate dito kay Sir Stanley, then sabihin mo nga. Kausapin mo siya. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Okay, do you recognize his voice? Is that the same voice that you've been talking to?
It was all on emails. I never heard the voice. It was email.
Sir, we're talking to email, sir. Through email. Yes, we're not talking a call, a telephone.
Okay, email. Is that true, Stanley?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Through email? No voice
On
call?
email. Okay, email.
No voice
sir.
call.
Sir,
Okay.
no voice. I asked money to him about to pay my apartment, to buy food, like that. And then, yes,
Apartment?
he sent me.
Sir Stanley, what is it that you want us to do now?
Well, I'd like to have my money back if that's possible. It's not his money. It belongs to me, and it wasn't meant to go to him.
Mr. Poncardas, he wants his
Yes,
money
sir.
back. If what you're telling us is true, that you spend some of that money for the construction of your house, wherever it is, you have to sell that house.
Yes po, sir. I spend the money to renovate the house and to buy my father's medicine or foods like that.
Who owns that house?
Sa amin po, sir.
And where is it located at? What province? What city?
Yes, in General Santos City. Purok 13, Alquista Canton, Apupong, General Santos City.
How much is it worth? Do you know how much the property is worth?
Di ko pa alam, sir. Di ko pa alam po yun, sir.
Pero pwede mo ibenta yon.
Opo, pwede ba yung ibenta?
Dapat lang mabenta mo. Kaysa naman pag ikaw ay nakulong, bentahe ka kay Peryong at Dagol, sinisiguro ko sa'yo. Ang katapat mo lang, pumada. Nakulong ka na ba? Nakulong ka na ba?
Wala pa po, sir.
Oh, so okay lang ba sa'yo makulong? Gusto mo makatikim makulong? Good afternoon, Attorney Freddy Villamor. I asked Rufa May, the owner of the picture, she knew from the start that Mr. Poncardas has been using her picture because he asked permission from her to scam the American. And then there's another person here involved. Evangeline Anorta is also a friend of Mr. Poncardas. He has given her permission to Mr. Poncardas to use her name in scamming Mr. Long. So my question now, are these three people liable or only Mr. Poncardas?
Well, it's very obvious, Idol Rafi, that they have committed this killing or estafa in conspiracy with each other. When you say conspiracy, the act of one is the act of all. So if one is liable for estafa, for swindling the Americans, everybody is liable for it because all of them, some way, somehow participated.
Okay, so all of them, all the three of them.
One,
Ma'am Rufa May, pati ikaw masasama mapreso ba? Ikaw o kining si Poncardas o kanang si Anorta, tulo ka mo mapreso. Evangeline.
Sir, hindi ko po alam, sir. Ginamit na yung pangalan ko, sir.
Si Evangeline po, idol, nakakapag-withdraw daw po ito, sir, si Evangeline ng pera.
Oh,
Pangalan po. Sa pangalan po ni
Hello, sir.
Evangeline.
based on the fact that I have heard, all of them are liable because of conspiracy. They're all liable for estafa.
and we're talking about 1.3 million pesos. So what's going to happen now if we're going to go to court and file a case of, is that going to be a grand scale staffa because of the amount?
Well, not necessarily because of the amount, maybe the number of participants. How many are they?
Three. There are three of them.
In the estafa.
Three.
It could be a simple case for estafa, Idol Rafi, but they are all liable because everybody participated in committing the crime.
If they get convicted, how many years would they have to spend in jail, in prison?
Estafa would be, I think that's more than 6 years.
6
Maybe
years.
6 to 12 years.
6 to 12 years
Yes.
each.
Yes.
Mr. Poncardas, 6 years ka gagawing syota ng mga taga Muntinlupa. Oh, natutuwa ka dahil yung pumada doon, babaha. Nako, natawa lalo to. Akala niya, Hindi, seryosohin ka na. Makukulong ka dito, Mr. Pongcardas. Ma Evangeline, wag mo sabihin na hindi ka involved. Nag-withdraw ka eh.
Sir, 4 na beses po sir kasi sabi niya po. Pero
Yun
hindi
nga sinasabi ni Atty. Villamor. The fact na nag-withdraw ka ng pera at yung perang yun ay galing kay Sir Stanley, doon pa lamang pwede ka na may consider na kasabwat talaga, conspiracy.
Pero hindi po ako ang gumamit ng pera po, sir.
Hindi nga ikaw gumamit ng pera pero ikaw nag-withdraw ng pera na pinadala ni Stanley kay Pongcardas. Na alam mo yung perang yun ay galing sa Amerikano. Atty. Villamor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you hear what she said? She withdrew a few times from the ATM account of Mr. Pongcardas, but she knew that the money came from Stanley.
Yes, she's equally liable with the others, Idol.
She's liable, equally liable. Okay, that's good enough for me. Atty. Villamor, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, sir. Okay, Ma'am Evangeline, pati ikaw mapreso.
Sir,
Na,
hindi mo po kasi alam, sir, na ganyan ang trabaho po niya.
kausapin mo si kausapin mo si Pongcardas, kausapin mo.
Hindi po, sir. Wait lang, sir.
Alam po yan. Alam po yan. Alam niya yan.
Sir.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ian.
Wala. Yan si Evangeline, sir. Wala po talaga yung alam kasi di ko po sinabi na ganyan po. Ang sa kanya lang is kumuha lang ng pera ganyan pero di niya alam na ganyan po ang trabaho ko o ganyan po ang ginawa ko. Yan, wala po yan siyang alam.
Pero sir, yan nga sabi ni Atty. Villamor, the fact na nag-withdraw siya ng pera galing kay Stanley, doon nakukonek siya. Liable din siya. Ayan tuloy umiiyak. Pinahamak mo siya. Lalo ikaw Rufa May, lalo na ikaw, malaking kadiinan mo rito, diin ka rito Rufa May. Ba't ka kasi pumayag? Rufa May.
Hello po, sir.
Diin ka, dalaga ka pa ba?
Sir, may anak na po ako, sir. Isa.
Okay, pero single mom ka.
Opo.
Okay, ang nagustuhan kasi ni Stanley ay yung picture mo.
Opo, sir.
Mr. Stanley? Stanley?
Yes.
Okay, the person in the picture is on the other line and she's part of the scam. And would you like to talk to her?
But I don't know what to say to her.
Would you like her to go to jail as well?
I don't like to see anybody go to jail. The thing I would like to see is somebody make an effort to give me my money back, and that would make me happy the most.
That's good. That makes sense. I understand. Mr. Pongcardas, you have to return the money.
Yes.
You have to give it back to him. Otherwise, you and Evangeline, unfortunately, and Rufa May, the three of you, will go to jail. Will go to prison.
Yes po, sir. Ibebenta po yung bahay namin, sir, at saka lupa na pinag-anuhan ko sa pera niya para may balik po sa kanya.
Okay, and when is it gonna happen? When are you going to sell that property, that house?
Dito po kasi, sir, di po madali ang magbenta ng bahay kasi, sir. Yes, nung una, nakita ako ni Janet, sabi niya, mas settle na talaga to, sir. Mag-down payment po ako ng 187,000 para sa
Okay, well, hold on. So my understanding is, as a sign of goodwill, you will give Mr. Stanley 100,000? 100-something thousand?
Okay po, sir. Magda-down payment po ako ng 187,500 pesos.
187. Why not make it 200,000, which is pretty much $4,000 US dollars?
Kasi sa ano po kasi yun, sir, sa 25% ba yun? Basta ganun. Tapos ang ano ko lang na pera, sir, ang naipon is 50,000 pesos.
Hold on. So you have in your hand, in your bank account right now is 187,000 pesos.
Di po ako nakabuo ng 187,000, sir. Ang nabuo ko lang po is 50,000 pesos. Nandito po sa akin ng 50,000 pesos, sir. Di ko po yun ginastos.
Can you show me? Can I see? Can I see your 50,000? Where is it?
Nasa sir? Nasa GCash po, sir.
So you have 50,000. Okay, this is what I want you to do. As a sign of goodwill, go ahead and send that 50,000 pesos back to Stanley.
Ano po, sir? Yan kasi si Janet, sir, yung friend ni Stanley.
No. Wag mo na pahabain pa. kailangan gumawa ka na ng paraan, yung 50,000 ibalik mo na muna kay Stanley dahil kapag hindi mo ginawa yan, then magkakaso kami. Kakasuhan ka namin.
Di kasi papayag si Janet, sir. Kung 50,000 pesos lang, kailangan 187,000.
Okay. Oh, hold on. So, Janet, is it true that you want 187,000 and not 50,000 as down payment?
Because Stanley settled, we had an agreement na po. We had an agreement, and from 1.3 million, it's down to 750,000 pesos.
Okay. Well
Yes.
then, Evangeline and Rufa May, you have to convince Mr. Poncardas to send the 187. Otherwise, we're gonna file a case against you, the three of you.
Opo, sir. Opo.
Kumbinsin mo na. Sige na, magsalita ka na. Pagsulti na good, Rupa May.
Kanang palihog lang, bayarin na lang na ang karang na-scam ni mo kaysa tinuod lang. Wala jud ko'y kalibutan anang 1.3 million. Maluoy pod ka kay napod ko'y anak nga, napod ko'y batang gamay. Di pod ko gusto makulong kay.
Mawakat, meron akong maliit na anak, 1.3 million.
Kay bago
Balik
lang po namatay akong papa. Maluoy pod ka. Mas bayarin na lang.
Kamamatay lang ng tatay ko,
na.
bayaran mo na, sabi niya.
Yan lang po masabi ko, sir.
Okay. Mr. Poncardas,
Opo, sir.
are you a drug addict? Are you taking drugs?
No, sir.
Okay, see, your accomplices, both of them are crying and begging for mercy or begging from you to return back the money. And here you are laughing as if this is all game. As if you're making this like a fun and game.
Andam mo ko mabaligya ng balay Rufa May. Promise. Labi na ko na i-post sabi ko na sa Facebook ang balay. Tapos, wala pag mo palit. Kay andam na bed ko mabayad na Rufa May. Diba, nag-anak ko sa imuha, settle na to ni, tapos naanak mo gusto si Janet, na kailangan 187,000.
Okay. Mr. Poncardas, when are you gonna give Mr. Stanley the 187,000? That has already been agreed upon.
Yan po kasi, sir, 50,000 lang po kasi ang naipon ko, sir.
Kasuhan ka na lang namin.
Wait lang, sir. 50,000 lang kasi ang pera nandito sa akin, sir.
Okay for you? He said, sir,
Yes.
as long as he paid the rest of it,
Okay.
he will accept the 50,000 pesos.
Okay. All right. Now, Mr. Poncardas, when are you going to send the 50,000 pesos?
Okay
Wait.
po, sir. Baka po, sir, next week, sir.
Next week? Come on. Why next week? Why not tomorrow?
Hindi, sir, kasi po kasi, sir, sa GCash, tapos nandun sa PayPal, sir.
Ay, niluloko mo kami. Hudas
Hindi po,
kang.
sir.
Hudas
Hindi
ka
po, sir,
talagang
promise.
lalaki ka.
Hindi po, sir. Hindi po ako nanloko, sir.
Kung nandyan lang sa GCash yung 50,000, di withdraw mo na agad-agad tomorrow. Ba't pa kailangan next week? Ano pa lang ngayon? Merkules pa lang ngayon.
Ang GCash po kasi, sir, ang withdraw mo lang araw-araw, sir, is 20,000 pesos. Di na
Oh, sige, 20,000 pesos araw-araw. So, 20,000 today, Wednesday, 20,000 Thursday. Oh, and then 20,000 Saturday, sobra-sobra na. Oh, by Friday, buo na yan.
Okay po, sir. Sige po, sir.
So, gusto ko by Friday, pinadala mo na yung pera kay Stanley.
Okay po, sir. Sige.
So, Friday.
Opo.
Dahil kung hindi, papaskil namin yung mga litrato mo.
Okay, sige po, sir.
Okay, Mr. Stanley, he's going to send on Friday the 50,000 pesos.
Sounds good.
Attorney Villamor,
Yes, sir. Yes,
doon
sir.
sa kasulatan, pwede na ba ito sila sa barangay o
Pwede naman yung Pilipino nandito sa barangay dito sa barangay natin gagawa niya ng statement ng pipirmahan niya doon. At least meron na siyang undertaking na sinasabi natin. On the part of on the part of the American complainant, I suggest na just in case lang para kung sakaling just in case he would want to pursue it and this Filipino respondent, ito pong inireklamo hindi magtupad, he should already have a complaint notarized before a notary public in the U.S. as long as it is what we call now apostilled. Nowadays, you don't have to go to the consular office to have it consularized. There is now a procedure, there is a treaty wherein these participating countries, they could already go to a notary public and all that they need from the notary public is what we call an apostille.
Okay.
Yun po ang bagong proseso ngayon. posting at tawag natin.
And then after that, so pwede nang...
At least meron na siyang complaint na pwede na nating, we can already represent him here, we can already file the complaint here in the Philippines.
Ayun. Okay. Sige. Salamat ulit, Attorney Villamor.
Yes, sir.
Freddy
Opo.
Villamor. Mr. Pocardas, Friday,
Yes, sir.
you send Mr. Stanley Long the 50,000 pesos. That's $1,000 or more. Okay? And then,
sir.
where you at?
Nandito po sa ano sir, sa boarding house po, sa apartment po, sir.
Sa Jensan. Okay.
Opo.
We will call the barangay captain in your locality, the nearest the barangay where you are, and talk to the chairman so that you will sign an agreement. Okay.
Okay, sir.
That you will pay Mr. Stanley the balance after 50,000, and then as to the date and the duration or the terms, everything, it has to be agreed upon between you and Stanley. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Stanley, don't hang up. Okay, after this, I'm going to talk to you about how the money is going to be sent to you, and then the terms and agreement about the balance, how he should pay it up. Okay, Mr. Stanley?
Yes.
Mr. Poncardas,
Yes po, sir.
don't ever do this to us. Give us that smirk and that laugh like you think this is funny. No, this ain't funny. You're putting the Filipino name in shame. Pinapahiya mo yung ating lahi. Maraming mga mababait na mga Pilipino doon maapektuhan dahil sa kabalastugan mo. Okay? Sige. Friday, 50,000. Sir Stanley, we'll call you back on Friday to make sure that you already received that money. Okay, sir?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Stanley. Nice talking to you, sir.
Thank you.
Ma'am Janet, maraming salamat po sa inyong tulong. Tinutulungan niyo po itong si Sir Stanley.
Oh, no problem po, Sir Tulfo. Thank you so much din po.
Dahil po sa inyo, makakabawi po tayo mga Pilipino sa mga foreigners, sa mga Amerikano dyan. Malaking bagay itong ginagawa
Yes po,
nyo.
sir.
Mabuhay ho kayo, Ma'am Janet. Ingat po kayo, Ma'am Janet.
Thank you po. Ingat po, Sir Tulfo.
God bless po.